What's happening to me? Nothing. Just your necro flesh going through its larval stage. Soon you're gonna get hair in funny places and gonna start thinking about girls. Just get me to the hospital. A hospital? Have you seen yourself lately? Burnt man walking. Not even the entire cast of ER could put you back together. Spawny, he's our man. He can't do it. Nobody can. Hello and welcome to Under the Color of MS. This is a special little segment. They had a deal. I'm guessing it was because of the whole Batman Spawn new issue coming out. They had a bunch of special Spawn covers. So I'm like, oh, there were some cool looking ones and then a bunch that didn't have the image. So I'm like, well, I'll order some comics that I want to read. And then I'll get a couple that I have. And I got almost all of them. Did finally come yesterday. But there still are a few that I'm curious if they're going to come through or not. I hope so, especially the 8 Billion Genies one. I was really looking forward to that cover. But they did cancel some about a month or two ago. So I'm like, the rest of them will probably get canceled too. And we just are going to miss out on them. And I was kind of bummed since they didn't have a lot of the images when the catalog came out. And you always got to worry about that because if the artist doesn't get their images in time, the comic's not going to come out. And I bought a lot of special comics by certain artists that they obviously never got their art done, and they never made that comic, which really sucked because I basically buy certain covers, and I will rarely get cover A except for like issue 1 through DCBS because you can get up to 50% off on the first issue as long as it's cover A if there's a new run. But if I like a cover, it's usually one of the further back covers in the pile, like cover D, F, whatever. Or if you're dealing with Dynamite, it's cover Z because they do 100 covers for every issue. But yeah, it's always a risk, and I've got a lot of comic runs that I'm missing like one issue just because I had a cover that never got made. So it would be nice if they'd give you the option that if that cover never does come available, then give me this cover instead. It would be really nice if the pre-order catalogs would work that way, but I haven't seen anything like that out there yet. But yeah, I got a nice stack though. I was very surprised how many actually came. So it was fun because there was only like maybe 2, 3 issues that were from a run that I've read and read those issues already. But I don't care. I love the covers. So. Let's start it out. Starting out with Catwoman number 50. Welcome to our preview of Catwoman. Catwoman finds herself in trouble and needs the help of both Valmont and Batman to get out of it. Valmont and Batman must fight on the same team to help Catwoman in this preview of Catwoman number 50, and Batman isn't happy about it at all. Yeah, there's actual death in this issue, which is rare for a Batman issue. And this Valmont gal, we get a variety of the different cat characters that help out on a mission. And apparently while she's dating Batman, is also running around with this Valmont gal, and their main enemy in this issue is Punchline and all her little card characters, which I don't care for the Punchline character at all. It did not interest me. That's why I did not jump on that run. Here's a image of our Valmont character down here, dealing with uh, oh, Amygdala, which I don't know much about him either. So him I'd like to know more about. I like all the little cat characters, Catwoman's little posse. It's like apparently since her and Batman finally hooked up, they must be building their little family of young characters that are following in the limelight of those two characters. You got all the little Robins, and now you got all the little Pussycats. You put all the Robins and the Pussycats together, what's going to happen? The Pussycats are going to eat the Robins. I do like big time spoiler just towards the end of the book, but when Catwoman's in jail, she gets a visit by one of her favorite cats, Mr. Duchess or Mrs. Duchess. Somehow sneaks into the prison to come see Catwoman. And it works out good because she just got thrown into what you call it, solitary. And so her and the cat can hang out for the next 3 days in there because the guards won't be coming in. Because she's got to do her 72-hour stint in the solitary for getting in trouble. But yeah, it was an enjoyable issue. I love Catwoman. Uh, I like the Catwoman Batman storyline and all that stuff that they've been working on past years. I just can't stand that Punchline character. That's why I never bought Catwoman number 50 because anything with Punchline I just have no interest in. But it was decent, and even though Punchline was the main emphasis of the bad guy in the issues, there was lots of other stuff that kept my mind happily intrigued. Next up, we got Creepshow number 4, which is awesome because behind the ghoul you got Spawny just sitting there with the chains. It's almost like he's chained to the ceiling, but instead it's more like he's haunting our creeper, which I love that cover. This is one I did not get to see until it arrived. Same with Catwoman. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't remember that image, so I must not have seen that one either. But the Creep scares up 2 all-new standalone stories in this star-studded anthology based on the hit Shudder TV series. Kyle Starks and Fran Gale deliver the story of a ragtag group of kids who hunted a nest of vampires in their neighborhood, and the one who lived to tell the tale. Henry Barajas and Danny drop a hellacious tale of a fallen luchador who will do anything to claw her way back to the top. I did not read these 2 stories. I don't know if I did not get number 4 of Creepshow. I may not have, but these were probably 2 of my favorite stories from the run. I love the luchador one. I'd like to see that one go a little bit further. Uh, I'm curious if these are all based off actual episodes of the H Hobomax TV series. So I'm gonna be getting HBO probably in the next 2 months. So I know there's some things on there I want to watch. I was kind of waiting to see if another Harley season was going to come out. I think Doom Patrol had a new season and some other stuff. So I'll probably get that pretty soon, and then I'll check out the Creepshow series because we just got rid of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Netflix. And so now we're down to our basics, Amazon and Hulu with commercials. And I got the wife BritBox. She said there was a bunch of new series on there, new episodes of our series on there. So. But I'm running out of things to watch on those things, so unless I watch them, except for the ones I watch with her. So I need something new, so I'm gonna probably get HBO. Yeah, I'd say probably March. That way I can get rid of it by springtime, so I won't be watching it much then. But our next one, Harley Quinn, number 25. This cover I seen ahead of time. I love this one too. It just had to get it. Even though I thought I had issue 25, I'm pretty sure I do, but I don't remember. Or no, yeah, I do have. Yeah, this one I did review not long ago because I've been following the Harley run during the whole Kevin thing and the revival of Harley as she's been getting killed off and stuff. But written by Stephanie Phillips with art by both Matteo Lally and David Baldion. A preview of the upcoming issue brings back the Harley Quinn variant created by writer Frank Thierry and artist Alan Morissette in 2018's Harley Quinn number 42. What's that? I don't. This version of the character is inspired. Now That's not what I was looking for. That's telling us about the 2018 run and stuff. This is the 2022 run that we're supposed to be paying attention to, so disregard what I was just reading. There can be only one Harley Quinn, or maybe like 100. The multiverse is a strange place. Old Lady Harley, Harley who laughs, Harley who joined a bowling league in Indiana for the free chicken wings. We've got the whole gang together, and we're ready to put the fun in this multiversal murder mystery, and maybe also cause more murder with a side of mayhem. Join the team for an epic 25th issue of Harley Quinn. And yeah, this one is the story of uh, who killed Harley Quinn. That storyline. This is chapter 4, and it's a lot of fun with old Lady Quinn in it. I like it. I like the old man Logan run. I like the old Lady Quinn run. I like that they aged certain characters, but I don't like when they kill them off and replace them. That it's just it kind of messes with the whole platform. It's like they stay the same age for 30, 50, 100 years, and then all of a sudden they get old. And then they kill them off, and they got these newborn characters that have all this new era uh, characterization or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, but I like, and they are interesting stories. I just feel like there's way too many characters out there right now. I mean, there's more supers out there than there are normal humans. So if you got that many supers out there, gonna be a good majority of them that are gonna be causing trouble, and it's just lots of people are innocent. They're gonna get killed because of someone that got some weird powers they shouldn't have or something. But yeah, the Harley Quinn run right now is just a ton of fun. I wasn't sure about the big multiverse mashup, but so far it's been enjoyable. Next up, I didn't get to see this cover but until I got it, but I love what they did with it. They got Spawn up top the ice cream truck, attacking the ice cream man. But ice cream man number 33. The kind of story I want to write. There's the kind of story I want to write, and then there's this story. Basically, that's what it is. He gives you a two-part layout. The top half of the page is the story he'd like to write, and the bottom half of the page is the story that he has to write, or that his mind makes him write. And it's an interesting two-sided twist of a gentleman just going through his daily life, relationships, jobs, all that. Some tragic things happen, and he has to decide what to do in those events, and you see both versions of what he would have done, and it's just very well done. Interesting twist on just the simple thing of the artist, writer, I want to make this, but my brain makes me make this. So that's basically explaining to haters and followers of his comic that, hey, if you don't understand why I do this and you keep writing me to start making a happier lifestyle for the ice cream man characters and stuff, when the ice cream man's basically the devil or the demon, it's like you ain't gonna make a happy place when you got demons running around the world. But ice cream man stories, I've only read a few. Everyone I've read I've enjoyed. I hope to eventually get to run from the start so I can see how it started out and where it went. But that was done very well. I'm glad that was the Spawn cover because it was not running off any other storyline. It's a standalone comic by itself, in my opinion, and it's very well done. So, next up, we got my first non fuck cover. All the other ones I have, the run I have is Fuck Fairyland. But they had a I Hate Fairyland #2 Spawn cover. I had to pick this one up. Again, I did not see this picture until I got it. Very happy with it. And fits right in with the other Scotty Young covers. It's done by Scotty Young, so very happy about it. But this is uh, done by Image Comics, created and written by Scotty Young, drawn by Brett Bean, Jean-Francos Beaulieu is the coloring, and Nate Picos did the lettering, logo, and series design and editing by Joel Enos. Growing up, Gert finds employment and gets fired due to a complete lack of skills in, well, almost any and every field. Rinse and repeat that several times until she finds herself face to face with the world's richest person, who also happens to have a job she's perfectly suited for. Kind of. Maybe. I mean, she'll probably suck at this too. But at least it's something she knows about. What? Do I have to tell you? It's Fairyland. It was on the last page of the last issue. Jeez. This is issue #2. Does Gert die by the axe of her assassin, Brood the Brutal? Spoiler, probably not. There's more than 2 issues. But this is just, the artwork is just so much fun in these. It's Scotty Young's done so far. They have I want to say like 4 trades out already for the first runs. This is the second run, and I'm completely into it and enjoying it, even though I haven't read all the first volumes. So, but I have them. I did pick up the trades, So I will be reading them soon and reviewing them. But this is just such a fun Scotty Young cover. And he does such a great job making his characters cartoony, goofy, and just so well drawn. All right, next up. Like I said, we got an awesome little pile that came in this week, so I was very happy. It's that the past probably month and a half, I got 2 comic packages that only had like 2 to 4 comics in each one. And then I got this box the other day, and it was just nice big monthly order again. So finally getting some comics back in that are fresh and new, even though I'm enjoying going through the old stack. Next up, we got Image 30th Anniversary Anthology number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Our all-star celebration of Image's 30th anniversary rolls on with all new shorts by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, Chuck Brown and Steven Stans, and Jerry Duggan and John McCrae. Plus, more of The Blizzard by Geoff Johns and Andre Muti, Closer by Kieran Gillen and Steve Lever, Red Stitches by Brendel Fletcher and Erica Henderson, Gehenna by Patrick Kinlan and Maurizo Rosenzweig, Hackslash vs. Image by Tim Seeley and Stefano Caselli, Billy Dogma by Dean Hespiel and Stupid Fresh Mess by Scotty Young. Which, yes, you get. Where is it? That doesn't come up. But yeah, you get a lot of different art and variety, and of course, hack and slash is always a good thing to have in your books, in your little short stories. But you get a ton of different stories here. Uh, one surviving a blizzard, bunch of characters dealing with prisoners, prison guards, stuff like that. Keith's Christmas Carol, where you got a worthless father and seeing what he does wrong and how he affects his child and how he was affected as a child and all that. Hack and slash. They join up with some, not the super patriots, but uh, basically a bunch of supers that they've dealt with in the past, and then they gotta deal with some other supers along the way and work together to team up and fight the good, the evil, all that stuff. I mean, there's interesting story of betrayal and death. There's our Scotty Young, Elf on the Shelf story by him. Just, yeah, there's a bunch of different little stories, but the only downfall I had with these, I like the Dead Eyes story. That was probably one of my favorites outside of Hack and Slash and Scotty Young's. But Scotty's I've read before. So that was the only one in here that I feel I've seen before or read before. But again, I did not see this cover. I didn't know who Dead Eyes was, but I learned that I want to know more about that character. Image Comics always does a wonderful job with all their stuff. But the downfall was they all left the stories, well, not all of them, but the majority of them ended their stories without really giving you any enjoyable ending to it. It's like you needed like that one extra page, a little bit more, but instead they're like, we want you to buy this series, so we're just gonna spoil it a little bit to you and get you interested, and then force you to have to go out and buy the series to read it. Well, so do I have to go and buy every one of those series now just to find out what the hell happened? It's like, I hate buying short story books that don't have actual short stories. If you're gonna do short stories, don't do teasers that are just a couple pages from a comic. Do a short story that has nothing to do with the actual comic. It's run itself, but it takes the characters and gives you the concept of them and a fun little story to go with it that has a finalization, a finish to it. Granted, this is volume number 9 or issue number 9. So this could be like a lot of other things that I do read with the short stories in it, where the stories keep going into the other issues. That I can see, but some of these just felt like they started or were from other runs of their series and just didn't have that feel to them. So I could be wrong. I don't have the other first 8, so I doubt if I'll ever get them, just because I hate not having completion to my stories, but we'll see. This one I've already reviewed. I'd say a couple weeks ago, but I have to show the cover because it just the Mad Ghost cover of Junkyard Joe #3 with all the characters on there from different series. And it's just he's from Geiger, the nuclear man from Geiger and his dog, and then Junkyard Joe and Spawn, Mad Ghost logo. The tales of Mad Ghost Unnamed continue as the strange robot soldier named Joe further inserts himself into Muddy Davis's retirement life. But the oddness of Joe's presence has caught the attention of Muddy's new neighbors. Spells danger for everyone involved. Deadly forces conspire to reclaim Joe, and nothing and no one will get in their way. Sorry, I had a burp attack going on. Yeah, that Junkyard Joe run is so much fun. Just basically a group of soldiers that had a soldier in their platoon they didn't know nothing about, that was all quiet and silent, and next thing they know, once they get into a scrap, he helps them out, and they realize that he's like a robot or mechanical or not human. And after the war, one of the characters writes about Junkyard Joe thinking it was just a dream and he wasn't real. And Junkyard Joe, once the artist writer gets into his deep old age, appears at his house and moves in with him. All kinds of things happen, and some neighbors, a guy, his daughter. I think it's a couple and their daughter. Uh, but the daughter's into doing artwork and stuff, so I think it would be nice if they pull it out where she'll get the history of Junkyard Joe, get to meet Junkyard Joe, and maybe eventually take over the Junkyard Joe comic that he retired. But until then, they're going to have to deal with, of course, the military jackasses coming to take back their metal monster, or whatever they want to consider it, even though he's an interesting, enjoyable character, but there's always got to be trouble and conflict. All right, this cover I did not get to see. It's fun seeing a vampiric version of him. I haven't read, I think, maybe 2 of these so far, and I've 2 or 3 of them, and I've enjoyed each one I have checked out. I think one was like a free comic book day special that I've seen. But we have Killadelphia number 26, Vampire Spawn cover. There's no place like home. Part 2, The sold-out Eisner Award-nominated horror series continues, from Rodney Barnes, the writer behind such hit shows as Marvel's Runaways and Star's American Gods. Haven't watched either one of them. And Jason Sean Alexander, the artist who redefined Spawn. The war has begun. Vampire King President George Washington leads Seesaw and his vampire army against Toussaint Louverture and his Haitian guardians. But with the strength of the National Guard against them as well, this might very well spell an extinction area for all vampires, including James Sangster. Also available in Noir Edition, featuring black and white line art. This takes you... I don't remember seeing anything with George Washington in here. I don't know which character he is, or if this is just like a volume 2 and that's playing off volume 1 or something. I don't understand. But this one focuses more on our second president, John Adams. And I love what they did with him in here. There's no way I could read that. They got some weird writing stuff in here, kind of like the old Bram Stoker style feel to it, but I'll just, well, no. Just by looking at the first line, I can't tell what half the words say. But yeah, this goes into a deep story in John Adams, and I was like really interested in it, and I hope they go a little deeper with that storyline. But I didn't know that this was based running off of George Washington's and stuff like that. But I don't know all these characters, so it's hard for me to tell you much about this, other than that depiction and the John Adams part. I did enjoy the characters that were in here, and I'm curious. I've always wanted to read this whole run, but I haven't. I think I got one of the trades. I might have the first one, but I haven't delved into it yet. But hopefully, sometime soon. It's not easy when you got all these comics to read from the past and you're trying to keep up on the current. It's like a lot of comic review podcasts and stuff that I listen to and watch all focus on all the new stuff. Hardly ever go back to the old stuff. And I just read whatever is in my stack whenever I get to it. I don't care. I'm not out there to just promote new stuff. I want to promote everything. Because there's a lot of fun stuff in the past that you may not know about. And if I talk about it, you'll be able to find it then. Search for it. And if you can't find it, contact me or check out my stuff, because I do have an eBay where I do sell a lot of the things that I don't really care for, or I end up getting duplicates and stuff like that. But this run's been enjoyable. It's one of the cheapest runs out there outside of Scooby-Doo and Spawn. But they did a test trial with this run, and coming out at a retail of $1.99 an issue. So just to see where it goes, see how many sell, and just a test to run on it, which I'm hoping as many people as possible jumped on. I know I bought a couple different covers from some of the issues, so I supported it, hoping that they'll come out with other comics that are this cheap and see what happens. But this is Nightclub number 1. This they got, this series will be $1.99. Take that, Marvel and DC, you evildoers. You're 17 years old, and you've been bitten by a vampire. Do you live in the shadows and drink human blood? Or do you use your newfound gifts for the dream costumed superhero life you've always wanted. You're bulletproof. You can crawl up walls, and you can turn to mist, bats, or even a wolf. Why not have a little fun? It's just done very well. This first issue basically gives you the concept of the character that gets bit, well, he's having a rough time with his life, ends up in an accident, gets bit by a vampire because if he stayed the way he was, he would never probably leave that hospital bed or never be able to walk again and stuff like that. But then he gets the power of the vampire and he ends up in the hospital trying to be a superhero. And because he's in the hospital, he gets the powers to be a superhero. So that worked out nicely for him. And I really like where this run's been going. So check it out. It's cheap. Low priced. It's not cheap. It's done very well. For its price tag, you can't complain about that. I mean, all the Spawn runs are staying at the same price unless they have some special issue. And then, of course, Scooby Doo's always a dollar comic or $1.79, depending on how you get it. This one I liked because I seen the cover, and it's a cover from the earlier part of the run, a parody of it, and it's also, I believe, the Volume 1 trade paperback cover. It's parodied off that one. But this is Unnatural Blue Blood, number 5 of 8. The situation has definitely gone downhill. What seemed like a quiet little town hides terrible secrets, and even Cal now finds himself in danger. Will Shay be able to keep the albino trying to awaken Leslie at or will Shay be able to keep the albino trying to awaken Leslie at bay? Uh, if you know nothing about this run, it's a bunch of humanized animal type characters that live in a world that doesn't allow you to cross contaminate, uh, cross sexualize, I can't think of the right words, but basically cross different uh, cross species relationships uh, are not allowed. So you have to stick with your same species. And our little pig girl has a crush on a big bad wolf, and she has erotic dreams about him all the time. And it's totally could show some insight. It's an interesting run, but I'm not big on that style of storyline, so it's not pulling me in. I know, like this and Saga and stuff are all big talked about series that people love and enjoy, but I just can't get into them. I like my animals to be animals. I'm not into the humanimals characters. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. Of course, I do like some of those characters, but they're also crossed over with the human world, so it makes it a little easier. Even though the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting into the whole realm now where all the human characters return to animal type characters and all that stuff. And that pulled me away from the storyline. Once Jenica came out, I enjoyed the Jenica run, but then when it got deep into why there's a Jenica and there's other characters like her, it just pulled me away from the story. I like the last Ronin run, but Armageddon Game didn't interest me, and I only checked out issue 2 of Opening Moves and issue 1 of the original run. I think I have number 2 and 3 coming still, but just, yeah. they'll probably go on the sale pile. But I'm picky about certain things like that. It is an interesting story. And if you're into those stories at all, it's definitely one you want to check out. And then we got our final one, Voyagis, number 2. This I've checked out number 1. Didn't get to see this cover before I got it. I love how they made the towering Spawn character with her on the mound, and it's just well done series so far. I checked out that first one and I'm like, okay, I'm reading the rest of this. And I don't know why I didn't get number 2 yet, but I'm not sure. I guess it came out in December. So that might be why. It might still be coming. Or I just decided to go with the Spawn cover, maybe. Good possibility. But the Voyager probe triggers strange visions in Sen Shi. Or in Sen. She doesn't understand. Desperate to find answers about her murky past, Sen realizes that if she wants to solve the mystery of the probe's golden record, she has to safely land Voyager on the surface of Madaya. She thinks when she finds our Voyager satellite with the big gold record on the side of it, floating in space, she thinks it might be from her people, because she's the last of her people. And a lot of people would say, well, you don't like the animal style characters, but you like these characters. These are more alien to me. So I'm fine with that. They're not more animalistic style characters. Humanimals style characters. I I can accept aliens being any type of shape, form, or whatever, but I just, for some reason, when you take a an Earth item and humanize it, it's a little goofy to me. But she comes across this dream where she's seeing all this junk and this character and this interesting cat that's just obsessed with her. She's like, oh my god, it's this beast is attacking me. Oh, it starts rubbing up against her and purring, and oh, you're friendly. Just, I like the story a lot. I have no idea where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but I'm curious what they're going to find out with our golden record. They did get some things to play on it, and you get to hear the different speech patterns and stuff that we put on the disc, and then you get to hear the humans talk about Earth and stuff in here. And it's just, I'm curious where it's going to go. I really like what it's done so far. It's got space exploration. It's got interesting characters. Our characters like learning so much about herself throughout these. It's just well done. So check that out, and that's done by Sumaya Kesgan and Image Comics. Or is Sumaya the cover artist? Nope. She's written and drawn and lettered by her, and colored by Ellie Wright and Sumaya Kesgan. But this is number 2, Follow the Rabbit, which is basically what it was. It was kind of like a Alice in Wonderland, go down the deep dreams into the fun, interesting world with the Cheshire Cat and stuff like that. Find out some things that gave her some information to go hunt down the Golden Disk satellite Voyager and the Voyager probe. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed these covers. I was not disappointed in a single one I got. I'm very happy they did this Batman Spawn second book and brought all this into it. now it would be interesting if they do some Batman style covers, but it's been probably 3 months since I ordered these ones. So I don't think there's any plan for the Batman specialty covers, which is kind of a bummer if this is off the Batman Spawn, but I only see that on the DC Comics, like Catwoman, where it says the Batman Spawn variant cover, and that's only on the DC, that the Harley Quinn. But yeah, I'd like to get all these CGC'd because these would be nice to stick on a wall to show off. And then they'd hold their value because the limited edition covers, which were obviously hard to get. I'm glad I picked as many as I did because I had probably, I want to say, somewhere between 5 and 10 that got canceled. So I know about, and I still got a few that are still on my list that I hope I get. At least the 8 billion genies. I really want that one. I love that run so much. I want my Spawn cover for it. And I'm not sure which other ones I have still coming, but yeah, I thought that'd be fun. Interesting little video about those different covers so you could see the different covers and then give you a little description review of the items. So you can check them out if you want, but finding those covers I think is going to be hard. I don't know how many they printed. I don't know what's out there. I haven't seen them in shops. So I got those by ordering through DCBS is my main order now. I use Midtown once in a while for any club picks and stuff that I need for the club on Crimson Call Comic Club on Saturdays, but my main order platform now is going to be DCBS because they have the best deals on the trades. I get my All Red and Mad Maniverse libraries and stuff through them for $60 a pop. They retail, I think, at $100. You get, like I said, you can get up to 50% off on cover A of any new comic book run that's coming out. And everything else is roughly on average around 35% off, 35 to 40% off if you pre-order it. Only risk with pre-order is starting a new run, you'll be 3 issues ordered in before you get your first issue to see if whether or not you like the run or not. So you definitely want to make sure it's something you're interested in if you do start the pre-order on it, because you'll have 3 issues ordered before you get that first one usually. Other than that, be good to yourselves, be good to everybody else, kick the shit out of monster. Check out Crimson Cull Comic Club, Under the Cull of MS, audio videos. Sadly, I'm realizing a lot of stuff isn't out there from our past, so I don't know if I'm going to have to see a way of being able to get access to those things and put them on my platform or what, because I can have unlimited stuff. So I'm not worried about overloading my files, but I want, with all these new artists and writers coming on our show lately, we had Matt Fife a few weeks back. We got Troy Dungara coming up, hopefully in a couple weeks. He said he might come on the show, and we'll hopefully get a couple other artists and writers like Art Baltazar and Eric Wolfgang, or some people I want to put the word out to and see if they're interested in popping on their show, and we have something fun of theirs to talk about. Art right now is doing a great job with all his Patrick the Wolf Boy #1 and 2 just came out. He's doing a new comic every month that's coming out on his platform and stuff. So Roy Dungar has been doing commission covers, or you can get just a print cover, well, a print with a sketch on it. I can't think of what type of sheet he uses, but that, or get a blank comic, which he has tons of different ones. So not just the comics that he does. You can request certain things from him, and then just pick a character you want and get it done on there. Eric Wolfgang, he's doing commission cards again, so that's nice. I got a package in the mail today that I will be doing an unpacking on, but it's just a few items, so I was gonna combine that with another unpacking something I have coming hopefully this week. Then we got the Milwaukee Mighty Con, Milwaukee's Comic Con called the Mighty Con. They have like 3-4 times a year, I think, at the fairgrounds, and going to that this weekend, hopefully on Saturday, unless something happens. And we will be doing a unpacking of that also next week and show you what we found and picked up. I know the Black Power Ranger's going to be there. Jeff Belkey's going to be there. Another person that might get on our show if they come out with another Storm Kids comic or something like that. But yeah, check out all our stuff. We got tons more coming. We've been just trying to put out whatever we can, trying to get people interested in our stuff. Rate, review, tell a friend. If you come across someone's phone, just pick it up quickly. Subscribe to our podcast. Like it. And they'll never know. They'll be going through their podcast list one day and be like, what's this podcast? I don't remember downloading it. Check it out. Who knows? Maybe they'll like it. I got a lot of variety between MS, health stuff, comics, video games, movies, all kinds of entertainment and news related stuff, whatever I feel like talking about when I turn the mic on or the video on is what you're going to get. I never know. I never plan it. I just set it up and go. All my little stupid parody songs for advertisers. And back in the day, I'd whip those together in 5 minutes before I started the podcast. Just pick a song and make up my own words for it. And I didn't sing it for shit. I wasn't trying to sing good. I was just trying to get the song lyrics out. But yeah, enough rattling on. Be good to yourself. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.